So there's a connection between TikToks and Pinterest, because when you repin those videos, you get a very nice little boost in engagement and in reach on Pinterest, but then they go back to TikTok.
Love that. How do you incorporate retargeting or remarketing into your overall marketing strategy? You do a lot of content, top of the funnel, but now that they've seen you, they know you. How do you now drive them back into coming and booking?
Right. So as you know, we work with a few people that are, we work together, some of them before. So we do campaigns to retarget people who come to our website, we have pixels on, TikTok, on Facebook, Quora, Pinterest. I'm using Pinterest a lot as well. All my TikToks are actually being, I didn't realize it until maybe 6 months ago. I was always using Pinterest because I like the platform. But Pinterest has been very, very useful for repinning the TikToks. So there's a connection between TikToks and Pinterest, because when you repin those videos, you get a very nice little boost in engagement and in reach on Pinterest, but then they go back to TikTok. You know what I mean? So it's interesting. So we do that. We retarget people who come to our website, obviously with different ads, with different retargeting, Google, YouTube. So of course, retargeting is key, because obviously we don't want to lose the audience that already visited us.
So while we're on this topic, let's break it down. Maybe we could put our head together to come up with the top 7 paid ad sources for lawyers. I'll share what I know and correct me and work it out. So I think number 1 is, for most lawyers, Google ads. Do you agree, Jacob?
Yeah.
Number 2 is, I would assume, Facebook ads. Actually, I don't assume, I know.
Now, when you say Google ads, do you include also YouTube, or YouTube will be a separate?
The YouTube will be separate. We'll look at it too. Yeah. So I see number 1, Google search.
Yes.
Google ads. Number 2, Facebook ads.
Yeah.
Number 3, YouTube ads.
Right.
Number 4, TikTok ads. With a little asterisk. I'm not sure where you are with this. You can't technically, from what I know, run law firm ads on TikTok.
So it's funny, because I was doing my ads on TikTok, and then everybody else were kicked out. We stayed for another month, and then they kicked us out too. But it's back now.
Oh, it is?
Yeah. As of last week, TikTok ads are back for lawyers.
You heard it here first. So that's
Yeah.
amazing. I'm like, my eyes just lit up.
Yeah. Our common friend told me that, and he put me back on. So
talking to the common friend to this day.
Yeah.
Appreciate that. I think that came actually through your section.
He did.
Amazing. And then let's go through the other ones. Twitter ads, Pinterest ads that you mentioned, Quora ads.
Quora ads, actually, I would put above the 2 you mentioned.
Okay.
And then put the other 2. Yeah.
What else? What else that comes to mind?
We've done some Snapchat ads, and they were okay for a while. But the problem with Snapchat ads is that you never know the data. I could never understand the data there. So that's, it's just, it's something out there. What do you think about these third party, like Taboola and all that, where they put the banners there? Would you consider it? Yeah.
I was actually that was on my list to ask you next about Taboola, Outbrain, native advertising, blending with organic content. Basically, that's what they do. I haven't tested out yet. It's definitely interesting, and
it's on my list. It's on our list to try.
Right. So and then the reason why we're listing these is because when you get to a level, you're trying to tap into a platform, set it up, get leads from it, then you'll be able to you max it out. You get to a point where you're like, okay, I've reached my budget or how much I could do to be, super, to be profitable from this platform. And then you go down the list. So you add these on. It'll be interesting. I think we should both try it out and see how that goes. Yeah, I would assume that it could definitely work, especially for immigration and those top kind of general federal multi-state kind of law firms. But I think anything else that comes to mind for you? I think we covered at least the top 7 or so.
Yeah, I think that's the main ones.
What's the biggest misconception about doing what you do when it comes to social media? People assume that it's hard when it really doesn't have to be, or that you have.
Well, I think the biggest misconception is that it's time consuming. It's like a time suck. And so when they do that, they won't have time to do anything else. And I think that, yes, it does take time for sure. But I think if you're committed to, well, first of all, everybody has to understand what is their goal, right? Because, everybody has a different goal, and not everybody is fit to do the same thing as others. So if your goal is to be able to have consistent content out there, which I think should be everybody's goal, that should be an easy thing to start with. Nobody says you have to be a brand from day one, right? And nobody says that every lawyer has to be a brand, because it doesn't fit everybody's personality. But it doesn't mean that you can't create content consistently every single week, every single day. You know what I mean? So there's a difference, because people say all or nothing. It doesn't have to be all or nothing. You can start with, you know what, I'm going to start, I'm going to make a few videos a week, and I'm going to stay consistent. I'm not going to start and stop. How many lawyers do we know between us who started doing videos and they stopped for like a year and then they came back? Do you know what I mean? And then those lawyers are, many of them are actually quite successful. But the problem is that they're not consistent in certain things, which is hurting eventually in the long run, because they eventually work harder, if you think about it, because they have to rebuild every time.
And unfortunately, you don't, and social media needs that consistency. It doesn't matter if you do it for a couple of weeks and stop.
Exactly. It's all about consistency. That's all we have to do.
So how do you structure your planning and shooting? Do you plan before and then shoot end of the day?
For TikTok, sometimes I shoot on the same day, because I'll tell you why. Because sometimes I find a trend or a topic that is important for me to release the same day, because it's important, because otherwise it will be too late, right? But many of them, like TikTok allows you to save in your drafts. So in my drafts, I'll typically have 5 or 6 videos ready in case I'm not able to post today and I wasn't able to do anything. I'll just use my drafts. And the drafts, I can make them on a Sunday. So that's for TikTok. For YouTube, I always record on a Monday. Every Monday, I'll spend 2-3 hours recording. I have my video guy who comes to my house, to my office, and all I do is just record. I don't edit anything. I don't do anything. I just record it. Now, I know that's an issue, because people say, well, we can't afford right away to do this. Again, we have a common friend. We can mention Michael Ashuri, and he does videos with his phone, as far as I know, right? And he creates them all the time. So there's no excuses.